What is up guys, JGP Aquatics here. Today we're gonna do a little how-to video. I know it's been a long time, and as you can see I did get my camera working, so we do have very good quality now. But today we're gonna do a little how-to video on how I clean my Kamfas tank. So it's gonna be like a King Kamfas cleaning tutorial type thing. So as you can see, my little Kamfas Apollo right there. So it is their time to clean. It's been about a week and a half that I haven't cleaned his tank in particular. The reason why I try to go like at least 2 weeks max on his tank, you know, it's more water, it's more volume in water, 55 gallons. It doesn't really have to be clean as much as, you know, a 29 gallon. A 29 gallon gets dirty extremely fast, especially these guys over here. As y'all know, flower horns are really dirty animals. They're very clean fish, especially these two guys right here. This one in particular is a very clean fish. He is my SRD. This is Rudy. That's Rudy right there, looking nice and beautiful. So I have been feeding them the crossbreed. So this is the help. Well, it's actually the cross pearl, sorry. So this one is the cross pearl. It's for pearl shining and strong fin. As you can see that right there, strong fin and tail shining. So this food right here, I stopped giving it to them for a good minute, and now that I've been giving to them lately, you can see Apollo here. I do have to feed them right now, so they are pretty hungry, but his pearls are just wow. Look at that, pearling is beautiful. His cross pearl is looking excellent, and he is stronger than ever, guys. I don't want y'all to think, you know, I'm neglecting them because of their tanks being so dirty. This is the process of keeping flower horns. The more I really got into depth and started learning about them, a lot of people told me, you know, let their tank get dirty. They don't have as much of things for them to accumulate green algae. Brown algae is okay, but when you start getting green a little bit, for example right here, you know, that's when you gotta be more cautious on how dirty you get their tank. And the reason why I haven't cleaned their tank is Dorothy just laid eggs. I don't know if you can see that right there, but Dorothy just laid eggs, and I can't really clean. There you go, you can see them right there. I can't really clean their tanks right now, and the reason why is because if she sees me clean her tank, she'll start snapping at me, and she will not see me as a friend. She'll see me as a threat. As you know, you see her little stress stripes on her. See them on her little head right there, going across her head, on the back of her tail. Those are stress stripes. Those are just indicating that she's on territorial mode or in territorial mode. She's in mother mode. She's protecting her eggs as much as she can. As you can see, she will bite anything that tries to even go near her eggs. So I'm just gonna be cautious and not do anything while she has her egg. And they're not fertile. I'm just waiting until they all turn into fungus and go from there. I know the last time I had posted them, I was breeding them, and I'm still in the process. He is a little too big for her, so I really don't want him to tear her up or them get in any fight or anything. So I'm just gonna be cautious, and I'm gonna wait probably like another week or so, and I will absolutely make a video on them breeding. From the time that I put them in to the time now, I have not done anything with them, guys, so y'all didn't miss anything. For any reason I do feel like they're ready to breed, I will of course put a video up. So the process is pretty simple. It's not really much, you know. You do have some leeway because these fish are really dirty fish. They are hybrid fish, so they're not really clean fish as you expect. I did say in my last video, they are hardy fish but not dirty fish. So you can let their algae accumulate a certain amount, but when you start seeing green algae blossom, do a water change, check the parameters, and just make sure your ammonia and your nitrite and your nitrate levels are low. That way your flower horn can be a happy fish. I will elaborate as I go, so let's get right into it, guys. So first things first, guys, you do have to turn off his heater. So I am gonna get the heater that I got right here and disconnect it. So that's the first step you have to do. Don't ever forget to turn off your heater. If you do forget to turn off the heater, it can crack on you, it can explode. I've heard of people's heaters either explode or even crack, you know, and you don't want that. You're gonna have to replace the heater. And I know I paid at least 80 bucks for this heater. It's the automatic heater by Aquatics, sorry.
Your point is an elephant.
So after I finish scrubbing all of the surface of the front of the tank and then the side of the tank, I do take off the lids. So I'm going to take the lids off. Make sure all the condensation just falls back in there. It's really not bad for the fish. So you let the condensation fall in there. The condensation's not really bad for your fish, so you can let that just throw it back in there. And then I move his light because he does like to jump and hit the light. One thing's for sure, whenever you have everything clean, you always want to just scrub everything. Whatever you want to take off, which is the algae, you know, take the algae off. I am going to take his little house out, scrub it off a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just take the algae out. You don't want to over clean the tank, like I said. And when I mean over clean the tank, I mean the filters. So I do have a sponge filter in there that I will replace for one that's calibrated for this tank. And then I have the back filter that hang on the back filter. So what you want to do is not take all of the nasty stuff from the filters themselves. You can take as much as you want from the water so it can look really clean. But when it comes for the filters, do not over clean them, not over squish them. All I'm gonna do here is just scrub the tank. So right here is a very good time to take off your sponge filter. That is if you're running a sponge filter in your tank. Take your sponge filter out, just shove it in here. Take out a bit of water. While all the stuff is everywhere, when I finish scrubbing it, I kind of just let it sit so that way all of the grime, all of those little specks can fall onto the bottom of the ground and it's easier to pick it up. That way it can just absorb everything. All of the filters is absorbing all of that nasty stuff, and all the nasty stuff, like I said guys, is very good for your fish. So right here I accumulated a little bit of water in the bucket. So once I got enough water in the bucket, just a little bit, I squish out the filter. So I squish it out to where the water starts to turn brown a little bit. Now I don't want to take it all out, so that's enough. So I mean, I just squished it out, you know, probably like a good 4 or 5 times. I just gave it a good squish. And then pop it back in, and then you drop it right back in there. So as you can see, the bubbles are more accumulated in the sponge filter. That's how you know you got a good airflow through the filter. And right now, I let all that stuff. So as you can see, is what I mean. All these little specks that you see in the water, you just let all of that just flow all the way down to the bottom. Let the filter that's running in the back of your tank suck it all up, and then let your sponge filter that you just cleaned out, so it's being sucked up by this, by the sponge, and it's absorbing all of that all over again. So it's kind of like you really never cleaned it. That way you won't take out as much bacteria from the water itself. Over clean the filters, you really don't over clean them, in that term. So this is what I mean by all the specs, guys. So you got your hang on the back filter running in the back, and you just let it all go down. So I do have an extension on my aqua clear, as you can see right there. It's 3 of them all the way to the top. So this one is probably like 2-3 inches off from the bottom of the tank. That way you can grab all of that bottom media or whatever, anything that's trashed. And I do have his house on that side of the tank. That way in case he does poop or anything, it just gets all sucked up by the filter itself. So he hates the scrub, by the way. And Apollo's loving life. He loves when I clean his tank. He loves to eat all the freaking grime that's floating everywhere. It's so weird. So this is my King Kamfas, guys. For those that don't know, they are new to the channel. This is Apollo. I got him about, I would say, a good year now. I have a year with him. I got him from Salty Fish Aquariums, located in San Antonio, Texas. And he is beautiful. I had to get him specially ordered. I wanted him with cross pearls. As you can see, he has his cross pearls on his head. Has pearls all over his body. There we go. You see him better right there. So after about like 10-15 minutes, you start to see all of that just accumulate on the bottom. That way whenever you siphon out the water, it's going to be much simpler and much, you know, I guess easier to clean all of that grime out. You won't have to net it out. I know some people, they net it out and all you're doing is just stirring it all back up. So I just like to just wait, let all that just fall back all to the ground, and then just siphon it out whenever it's time to siphon out the water. So now that you got all of the grime all into the bottom of the tank, you siphon your water out. Siphon it out is pretty simple. I do have the pump. I don't know which one I ever use. You know, some people do it with their mouths. I've never had to do it with my mouth because I do put conditioner and water purifier in the tank. I'm going to just do it with the pump, as you can see. And then I just slowly get all of that grime. So now, let the siphon do its work. So if y'all do have flower horns, guys, just be sure, make sure, you know, they don't bite you. You know, this little guy will, if I have my hand right on here, he will jump. So I know I siphoned it out, my hand's up here, but I always try to distract him. I always grab the siphon and I just kind of like push it towards him like that. That way he knows, you know, there's something that's more of a threat than him. So that's just a little pointer, guys. That way y'all won't get hurt while y'all doing this. Because I know flower horns can be very aggressive. Especially the bigger they are, the more territorial they are too, guys. So don't forget. So after you take about 50% of the water out, guys, it's always important that you make sure it's 50, probably like 60 to give it a good, you know, I guess like a good clean, but 50% is the best you can do. Don't go any more. Probably 50% just balances it. Next thing I'm gonna do is disconnect the filter, and I always check it just to make sure how dirty it is. I mean, it is pretty dirty, so I'm gonna give it a good cleaning. Alrighty, so that's that. Once that is clean, you want to fill up your water. So for me, filling up water, it's pretty simple. I bought this hose at Lowe's. As you can see, it runs all down, all the way. So it runs all the way to my kitchen, and I have the faucet connected to it. So yes, you can have faucet water running into your flower horn tank. Like I said, these fish are very hardy fish. I believe the pH of 7 to 8.5 is perfect for these fish. 7.5 is perfect, but 7.5 to 8.5 is kind of where you want to stay on of hardiness of water, pH balance, if you really want to go into depth. But yeah, you know, it's pretty simple. All I had to do is just take the temperature of the tank water, take the temperature of that water, and take the temperature of the water coming out of the faucet. And then, so I have this valve right here. So this is open, this is closed. So when it's closed, turn it on. There's nothing coming out of the hose itself. It's draining from the bottom. So right here, I take the temperature. Once I have the temperature correct or right as the tank or the same as the tank, I just open this valve slightly, and then soon you see the water start to come out slowly. So I'm not gonna let it come out yet. I'm gonna need to take the temperature real quick. So let's go do that real fast. So as we can see here, guys, the water is about 82 degrees, a little bit less than the 82 mark. This is the conditioner, and well, this is the conditioner for the water itself, and this is the media. So this is basically established biofilter. In here there's actual live bacteria that lives here and thrive, and all you do is dose it in the tank. I put about, for the 55 gallons, I put about 3 capfuls of this one. I put about 3.5 of the stability. That way the bacteria settles back again in the tank. And then for the prime, I put about 2. I know in the back it calls for, it's a 50 US gallons. So it's a 1 capful for 50 US gallons. It is a 55, so I put 1.5. Sometimes I do put 2, just depending on how my fish are reacting. But yeah, guys, Stability and Prime by Chem, these are probably the best conditioners you can use for your tank itself. As you can see, I do have some for my planted tanks. Chem, I've gone through so many of these. I have the Prime, Stability. I even have the big gallon. I know I said it previously in one of my videos. I had to buy one of these because I went through it. Literally, I will invest in one of those again because that was just, it helped me out so much. I'll make sure the water from the faucet coming out is the same as this. Then I'll open the valve. Kept one of these, and every time I would just run out, I would just refill this one. So yeah, guys, I do recommend this 100%. The water starts going from there, all right here. It'll come right there. Here it comes. It goes all back in there. And here it goes. So one more thing, guys, you are gonna see it drip, just the way I drip it right there. Probably a little bit more. Here comes a little bit more water, right about. I will play with the valve in a little bit, but I try to make sure I have a consistent flow, but I don't want too much water just pressuring in the tank. So that right there is perfect, guys. You can see it's a nice heavy stream, not too much, too overwhelming for my fish, but it is a little strong flow. I always just make sure, it's a nice easy flow, doesn't fill up the tank all at once. You don't want too much water just filling it up, because like I said, they are living in the water. Their gills need to get used to all of that. I know there's chlorine, there's all types of chemicals in the faucet, and you added conditioner, you added your biomedia, but you just need to let it all settle in. At the same time, it's filling up new water and it's getting new bacteria into the water, but you really don't want to overpower those established bacteria in the water. So that's just one tip, guys, that I really want y'all to know. So now, while you wait for your tank to fill up, you can get some of your water that's in the tub, the water that you took out of your tank, and just pour it into your filter. Make sure it's nice and full, that way you don't run it dry. So once that's full, you can plug it in, turn it back on, let that water flow. Once that water flows back into the tank. Once the water passes your heater, you can already connect your heater back again. So you hear that water flowing already. And just like that, you have your filter running back again. With the water that you took out of your tank, you pour it in there. That way the bacteria still is familiar with itself. Let that water fill it back up. And yet again, the water from the faucet is still running into your tank. So you gotta just let that just drain or fill up, sorry. So the water from your drain is still flowing into the tank. So you let that fill up. Your heater is back on. Once it passes the heater, the water level passes the heater, you're okay to turn it back on. So you can connect it, that way the temperature of the water starts to settle back into the original temperature you had it at. Right now the temperature right here is at 78, and as you can see it will turn to about, I don't have it set to like 84, but you will see a change here in a little bit. So I turn this off. As you can see, the tank is now full. It is a little cloudy like I said, but it will go away with the filtration. Nice and clean. So then what you want to do after this is, of course, take your hose out. Take your little clip out. Drain that water real quick. So now all you do is, of course, put your lids back on. Put this lid back on. Just like that. Same thing goes with this one. I always adjust my light to the front. This is the LED by Fluval, by the way. So this is what it looks like compared to how it was before. It was all brown and crazy. Now you can see right through it. The water is still settling, so it is gonna just get more clear. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed JGP Aquatics. We are out. Hopefully y'all love the quality of this video. I will make more videos now that I have the tools to video edit, actually put, you know, sound music, and just make videos look nice, you know, things that you are expecting from a YouTube video. And thank y'all guys for the people that have been following me through this journey. I know it's been kind of hectic. But I hope y'all guys enjoyed, guys. Peace out. JGP Aquatics, we're out. Peace. One thing for sure, guys, if y'all have any questions, if y'all still struggle with trying to take care of any type of flower horn or any type of cichlid, I will always be glad to help. If y'all follow me on Instagram, I will put my Instagram down below, and I will put the rest of my social medias down below. So hopefully y'all guys enjoyed. Peace out. Till next time. Peace.